In the headlines, Kalinago territory earmarked for government housing project. Salary increases for public servants to be officially tabled soon, and a Trinidad company gets a contract for Kempinski Resort. I am Kenny Williams with the Channel 5 News. Details when we return. First up, a new housing settlement for the Kalinago territory is set to get underway next week. That's according to parliamentary representative for the area, Cassius Daru. Daru told Channel 5 News 23 senior citizens will be given priority to own the new houses.
We are about to begin the Korean housing project where we are going to build 23 studio apartments for single occupants in the Kalinago territory, which is also going to benefit mostly the elderly people, our senior citizens.
Local firms will also be lending assistance towards this venture.
I'm hoping that we can begin as close as next week. We have had discussions with various partnering companies, for example, Agos, who will be doing a community outreach with us, and I just want to take the opportunity to thank them that they will be doing all the concrete works. I've spoken to the two companies in Portsmouth, M&R and Rudolph Thomas, who is giving us the materials at a very low cost so that we can meet more individuals and help them out. So we are very thankful for these three companies.
Youth from the community will also be involved in the construction of these houses.
The ministry is taking it on board a project that we started in the Salivia area that we call the Kalinago Furniture Manufacturing Plant. There were 15 young persons who were trained, and we are going to utilize them to develop the panels so that we bring them on site and mount up these houses.
The Dominica Public Service says it will soon present a new salary increase proposal to government on behalf of public workers. Keisha Nicholas has more.
In 2015, the trade union representing public servants postponed the salary increase negotiations in aid of Storm Erica's recovery. General Secretary of the union, Thomas Leta, said a new proposal for a 15% salary increase for public officers for the triennium 2015 to 2018 will be presented to government later this month.
We have completed our proposal to the government, and we are looking at 2015 to 2018. The proposals are completed. I now have to have a final meeting with the executive to discuss it, to ensure that it fully reflects what we agreed to, where we're looking at a 15% salary increase, 5 in the first year, 5 in the second, and 5 in the third year.
He has expressed confidence that the government will meet its demand. Later says several other non-salary benefits will also be proposed.
The public service, you never stop having issues. The question of one of the biggest problem that we have now is that people have been acting in certain positions for a very, very long time. You have situations where people have been acting in positions for more than 5 years, 5, 6 years. You have the situation where people have been employed temporarily for a number of years, 8 years, 9 years, and they are not appointed. And we believe that if we are talking about productivity and efficiency, that is a matter that needs to be addressed and needs to be addressed urgently.
A young man of Roseau who was shot at Granby recently succumbed to his injuries at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Police are treating the matter as a suspected homicide after McGavin Peters of Kings Lane was pronounced dead. He was admitted to the hospital in the wee hours of Tuesday morning with a gunshot wound in his lower abdomen. Peters was at the time at a disco in Granby where he was shot. A French male who was shot in the same incident is in a stable condition at the hospital. Residents of Pickard and Portsmouth will have to continue to bear frequent closure of Pickard water system. Ilona John Baptist has more.
Dowasco has had to undertake this approach to supply Coolibistry, Monrachet, Grand Savannah and Salisbury with pipe-borne water on a more consistent basis. The pipe-borne water system in those communities has not been fully restored since Tropical Storm Erica last August, given the millions of dollars in damages on the water intake structures.
How we were able to supply some water to the Grand Savannah, how we are able to supply some water to the Grand Savannah area, is really from the Portsmouth intake, the Pickard intake at this point in time. Now, Pickard intake is doing well, and Portsmouth people would have absolutely no problems had we just allowed Pickard intake to serve Portsmouth. But considering the importance of water and the need for everybody to have some water, what we have done is from time to time, well, pretty regularly, at least twice a week, to shut down the supply to some areas in the Portsmouth area, especially the Picard, Glanville area. We do not have any storage there, so these people go without water from 8 o'clock in the night till we restore water to them at 5 in the morning most times. Portsmouth proper doesn't suffer the same difficulties because there's a large enough storage tank which can supply Portsmouth when the system is shut down.
This allows for a storage tank at Grand Savannah, Salisbury to be filled so that residents in that area and Monrachet can get pipe-borne water.
And that has been working relatively well. There was a situation in the Salisbury, Grand Savannah area where the farmers' water system was also down as a result of Tropical Storm Erica. And so once we opened the system to serve the population there, farmers would also use some water. The Coolibis intake, that intake had the potential, the ability to supply water from Capuchin to Grand Savannah, Salisbury, including Monrachet. The intake, as we speak, is still under stones and silt, and we're not sure to the extent of which it is damaged. The Salisbury community, the folks really came together to assist us after Tropical Storm Erica to reinstate the old intake temporarily so that people can get some water.
A contractor should be selected soon to clear debris at the Coolibis intake structure to allow the WASCO to mount new pipelines, while funds have been approved to reconstruct Salisbury's water system.
The manufacturing sector in Dominica on Wednesday received a major boost with the launching of Jolly's manufacturing products. Jolly's Pharmacy, which has been involved in manufacturing over the past 30 years, recently expanded its line of local products. Well-known products like Babyliss Nursery Gel and Peridavite are manufactured by Jolly's Pharmacy. Manager of Jolly's manufacturing products, Luan John Baptist, told Wednesday's launching that the new line of products contains little to no harmful chemicals.
Today, we bring to you the Bay Off Insect Repellent Cream and Spray, the Babyliss Male and Female Adult Deodorant, the Babyliss Cream, MB Ointment, and bathing soaps. The formulation of these products came about mainly because we want to create products which contain few to no chemicals, products that are all natural and, most importantly, safe for our bodies. There is ongoing research on the link between aluminum compounds found in antiperspirants and deodorants and breast cancer. As a result, the formulation of our deodorant does not contain any aluminum compounds.
The company has secured 2 regional markets for the products.
Just recently, I was away for 2 weeks actually promoting many of our products, and I can tell you that our products are top-notch in the Upper Caribbean. You get to Tortola, St. Martin, Antigua, Anguilla, all these islands, St. Kitts.
Meanwhile, General Manager of Jolly's Pharmacy, Orin Jolly, says the objective is to introduce several first-world products to Dominica.
Babyliss has been around for over 30 years. We've manufactured it continuously, and there's quite a few other products like that as well. In the current reincarnation, Jolly's Manufacturing has become a much bigger company with dedicated staff. Ms. Luan John Baptist has taken on the head of manufacturing job. She's done an excellent job in creating new products, she and her team, creating new products, repackaging some of our most famous products so we could get more modern packaging, labeling, and bringing them up really to an international standard, having testing equipment, working with the Bureau of Standards and so on.
You're watching Channel 5 News. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for staying with us. Trinidad-based construction firm NH International Caribbean Limited has been hired as the main contractor for the Cabritz Resort Kempinski. Channel 5 News understands that in the next 30 days, structural works start. Idona John Baptist reports.
Range Developments is the Dubai-based developer of the 101-room luxury hotel proposed for Douglas Bay. Vice Chairman of Range Developments, Mohamed Asaria, in a press release on Wednesday, stated that we have achieved an important milestone today with the award of the structural construction contract to this highly rated firm with decades of experience in the Caribbean. The Trinidad construction firm has delivered 21 years of service in design, consultancy, and construction expertise throughout the Caribbean. NH is regarded as having an impressive track record of completed hospitality, housing, and civil engineering projects. It boasts of successfully completing 20 major building projects, including Trinidad's Unit Trust Corporation Building, St. Lucia's Financial Center, and Le Sport Hotel St. Lucia. NH is one of the Caribbean's most trusted construction and design and build company, and it's for this reason management of Range Developments say they believe construction of the Kempinski Resort will be in accordance with best international practices and be delivered on time. Managing Director of NH, John Conan, said his team is looking forward to work with Range Developments and the people and government of Dominica. The NH project team is supported by one of the Caribbean's foremost geotechnical engineers, Dr. Derek Gay, and structural engineers, Aleron Consulting Engineers Limited. As of March, the site at Douglas Bay was cleared in preparation to build the luxury hotel. The Cabritz Resort Kempinski, Dominica is the first government-approved real estate project under the country's Citizenship by Investment program. Investors can obtain Dominica citizenship by purchasing a limited partnership interest in the development for $220,000 US. According to Range Developments, initial sales momentum has been strong, with investors recognizing the capital growth and income generation potential of the resort and the benefits that citizenship of Dominica provides. Range Developments is poised to create hundreds of jobs for Dominicans during the construction period. A groundbreaking ceremony took place in October. The project is scheduled to be completed in the fourth quarter of 2018, which spans from the beginning of October to the end of December. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
The collapsed section of road on the Dublin Highway has been further eroded. The foundation of the road has weakened since the passage of Tropical Storm Erica and a road slide in March compounded the situation. This photo shows the current condition of the road as of Wednesday. In April, the government signed a contract with George Excavating and Trucking Services for the rehabilitation of the failed section of that road. A passenger bus driven by a Salisbury driver ran off that part of the road in March. Dominican studio engineers now have the opportunity to improve the quality of their sound recordings. Andrea Lee reports.
This is the aim of a 10-day workshop organized by the Association of Music Professionals, AMP. The workshop is being facilitated by Canadian Stuart Young, who is a recording engineer and producer. He has recorded 2 albums for the late artist Prince and has been involved in the music industry and recording for the past 25 years. Young says there is room for improvement in the music produced and engineered in Dominica.
Mark sent a bunch of different songs representing some of the different styles and whatever of music that's down here. So I listened a lot to that. What we're going to do is I'm going to take one time on this weekend where we're going to listen through, and then I'll do an actual critique with sort of fresh ears of some of the recordings and with each group and say, okay, what do you hear? What do you hear it's wrong? And then I'll point out what I hear what's wrong.
The studio engineer says while the musicians he has interacted with are at different levels in the studio engineering business, he feels that proper mentorship will help push Dominica's studio engineering industry forward.
Everybody seems like they want to be creative and try different options and different ways of doing things, but there's nobody who has had a lot of experience that can show them different ideas. The other thing that I found is the final stage of recording is generally mastering. And it seems like there's an unfamiliarity with that final stage that gives that polish to the mix. Might be great, but there's this extra polish you have to do that makes it radio friendly and whatnot. And I think there's a lack of experience generally in that world here.
The training workshop is expected to end next week Friday. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
In other news, government is offering scholarships to nurses, but it seems like the majority of them are not taking advantage of those opportunities. That concerns the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health, Helen Royer, who says very few nurses embrace the scholarship offerings.
Just a month ago, I got a memo with 26 scholarships afforded to the Ministry of Health. Only 2 persons have accessed this training. If you are interested to study, you find out information on the availability of courses. So it's no excuse not having received that information. Because I know persons who have advanced themselves, calling, PS, is there anything at UE? What is it we can do? And most of them are master's program.
Another setback for the nursing service is that not so many of them hold bachelor's degrees.
And one of the deficiencies I have noticed in the ministry, especially the Ministry of Health, I mean, I've been at different forums with different PSs, but one of the problems we have is that we have very little people with bachelor's degrees. So most of the time, the criteria for you to do a master's degree is a bachelor's degree. So we have to start off, and that's why I commend the program of the bachelor's in nursing, because most persons know, especially those who have the BSc in nursing, they can advance to do the master's program.
And the Dominica Youth Business Trust, DYBT, is introducing 2 new initiatives to boost the interest of school children in the field of entrepreneurship. Andrea Louis has that story.
This is the aim of 2 projects at the DYBT, which got postponed due to Tropical Storm Erica last year. The director of the DYBT says targeting children from school age can have a positive influence on the entrepreneurial landscape in the country.
The DYBT, in collaboration with Junior Achievement, will continue in their effort to celebrate the entrepreneurial spirit of our young people. And to this end has decided to go ahead with 2 of its organized activities. A poster competition which targets students from age 8 to 11 under the theme My Business for the Future. The activity hopes to inspire students to begin to think of viable enterprises which they can pursue in the future. It's an enriching exercise that most times we look on the television and we admire entrepreneurs that are not in Dominica, but even within our local context, there are persons who are successful entrepreneurs and need to be recognized and need to be emulated by our young persons.
Students at secondary school level will have the opportunity for a hands-on experience in the life of an entrepreneur if they are successful at an essay competition also organized by the DYBT.
And we have a day in the life of the entrepreneur. It's a competition which targets young people between the ages of 15 to 18. It emphasizes the importance of the entrepreneurial spirit within the context of our society. It encourages students to experience a life in the day of a successful entrepreneur. The essay competition will give the top 3 winners the opportunity to meet and shadow the entrepreneur which they have written about during Global Entrepreneurship Week in 2016.
Global Entrepreneurship Week is scheduled to run from 14th to 18th November. The deadline for submission of posters and essays is 20th May. Results will be disclosed before the end of June. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Flashback.
Welcome to another interesting segment of Flashback. This segment takes us to Picard. In 1994, we reported the commencement of a construction project at the Ross University, which was initiated to impact more students.
Work on the expansion of new classroom facilities at the Portsmouth-based Ross University School of Medicine are said to be progressing satisfactorily. Joseph Thomas was there and filed a story.
Just about 4 months after the groundbreaking ceremony to mark the expansion of classroom facilities at the Ross University School of Medicine in Portsmouth, the realization of that dream is just moments away. Dean of Basic Medical Science, Dr. Vincent Knight, provides details of the composition of the structure.
We are constructing there 2 lecture rooms that together will hold 150 plus students. At the present time, our classroom capacity is approximately 150 or so in the larger of our 3 teaching areas here. So this will be a tremendous improvement to the campus. And besides that, not only have we got 2 comfortable lecture rooms to sit these large classes. We also have in this structure an administrative area.
We are now in 2016, and the university has again initiated another construction project to accommodate students and visitors. The project, which ended in 2015, sees the new and improved structure, which includes a library, students' study space, multipurpose rooms, center for teaching and learning, food facility including vendors, large dining area, tenant space for a campus store, and offices for the Department of Student Affairs and Student Services. Another interesting story from our archives and a great present-day story to report on. I am Janik Delma Samuel. Join us next week on another flashback.
That's news. Sports highlights next. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Bouncing off in basketball, where there were wins for Fast Cash Prowlers and Lady Panthers in Tuesday's version of the 2016 Flow DABA League. Fitzgerald Daniel led the way for Fast Cash Prowlers when he added 17 points to help his team defeat J Sonics 51-46. Julian Isles Jr. assisted with 14. Alaric Revere, in a losing effort, scored 18 for Sonics. Meantime, in the other game, Rosilia Regis and Melissa Williams were the top shooters for Lady Panthers, scoring 15 and 12 respectively. Renestia Williams scored a game high of 24 points, but that was in vain as Lady Challengers lost that match 43-51. In football, President of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne, says although the funding by FIFA has increased from $250,000 to over $1 million US, there are strict measures in place for its use. The announcement of the increased funding was made by FIFA boss Gianni Infantino recently.
It's going to be with stringent measures and with where you're going to comply with a lot of the various to draw down these funds, you know. So yes, it's money, but then at the same time, it's not just $1 million that you're going to be given. It's $1 million allocated for you with your various projects which you already submitted before, and then this money will be drawn down. Even accounting for this money is something that will be different at FIFA, in the sense that it's going to be audited under different headings. So in other words, if you have money for infrastructure, it has been for infrastructure. You're not just getting $1 million and put it into whatever use you want to.
He says football projects and local talent stand to benefit from the increased availability of funds.
Well, I believe we can also target some of these funds to the goal project. Our recent meeting, we still discuss the goal project in the sense that we've been saying about it for a couple of years now. I think maybe we need some form of coaching at top level. You know, I'm not saying that our coaches are not good here. I mean, we need to learn from professionals. So maybe these funds can help us to acquire a professional coach, you know, and then our local coaches will understudy the professional coach. Because for our football to develop, maybe we need a full-time coaching personnel here at the FA. And under this funding, maybe we can apply for funds to pay for this coach.
Back with more basketball, where the president of the Dominica Amateur Basketball Association, Jerry Williams, says he is pleased with the talent of the under-16 athletes so far and believes the future of basketball in Dominica is on the right path. His comments come after the first basketball tryouts for the under-16 players recently.
Based on what I've seen, our chances, not only our chances, but in regards to the future of basketball in Dominica is very bright. The players are very enthusiastic into basketball. They're aware of what they need to do. The fundamentals are there. There are a lot of things that needs to be worked on, but in regards to the future of basketball, if we keep this crop of players together in a concentrated environment, the future of basketball looks very bright.
He says the final tryouts will be coming up soon and the selectors will make the final cut for the team.
But what we're going to do this time is to bring down the players from Roseau to have one big final trials, and then we make a final cut in regards to the teams.
The players selected are expected to take part in the Caribbean Basketball Under-16 Championships in Guyana from July 4 to 10. Dominica is in Group A with the BVI, Bahamas, Barbados, and Antigua. That's all the time for sports. I am Kenny Williams. Join us again next time. We'll now hear from our friends at the Met Office for the latest in weather.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Corrett-Joseph. The Atlantic high pressure system resulted in a relatively dry and stable atmosphere across the Lesser Antilles today. Visible satellite imagery showed few low-level clouds mostly across the eastern portion of the island. Radar imagery indicated some widely scattered showers across the area. Conditions for tonight: fair to occasionally cloudy and breezy with some scattered showers. Tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers. Sea conditions: moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise some caution. Taking a look at the extended forecast, again, tomorrow Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers. Fair to partly cloudy conditions expected on Friday and Saturday. However, an increase in cloudiness and scattered showers is expected by late Saturday afternoon. And across the region tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected. On the international scene, partly cloudy skies in New York and Caracas, some thunderstorm in Miami, cloudy skies in London, and clear skies in Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:35 a.m. and set at 6:29 p.m. For updated information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, a recap of the headlines. Kalinago territory earmarked for government housing project. Salary increases for public servants to be officially tabled soon, and a Trinidad company gets the contract for Kempinski Resort. Feel free to contact us at news@mapin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Kenny Williams. To our viewers around the world, thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.